Starting the morning off at the Timber Trail Lodge here in the middle of the Puriora Forest. It's come out to be probably the best looking morning we've experienced so far, and this is day 8 of riding for me. And yeah, we're going to cruise along the Timber Trail to the end and then ride down the gravel road from Ongaroo to Taumarunui. Then we take a back road through to Owhongo, and there we're going to deviate from the Turavea-Tiaroa trail simply because the track to the bridge to nowhere is closed, so we can't do that. And normally you would then get a jet boat down to Pipariki, and we're going to ride State Highway 1 through to National Park, where we're going to stay for the night, and then we'll ride through to Pipariki. Another suspension swing bridge today, but this time with a bit of blue sky around us makes it all look a bit nicer. Quite a way up, I can see our shadows in the distance. Rather pleasant riding through this sort of terrain and forest. Bit of dappled light. Ooh. These are quite big cuttings through the terrain for the old timber trams to roll on a nice gradient, which means it's a pretty nice gradient for us to ride. But yeah, as we descend down in here, the whole way there's these sort of cuttings, which are kind of cool to ride through. Continuing down the timber trail, it's a bit rough in places, but we do get some majestic views out over the Puriora Forest. Not far away from Ongaroo, yeah, if my pronunciation is correct, but probably not. Now we're here at the spiral where the timber trail goes over itself and heads on down the valley. So you can ride around there and underneath. And riding through the tunnel, and luckily someone has a light, although it's not as bad as those tunnels on the Centro Otago Railway where you just simply couldn't see the end and it was pitch black. That is the timber trail completed. It is a wonderful piece of infrastructure. It'll just be significantly more comfortable and more enjoyable on a mountain bike than loaded gravel bikes. But hey, we can say we've done it, we've finished it, and we can now make our way towards Taumarunui. You're a big fella, aren't you? Hey? We are riding on the Ongaroo back roads and we're running alongside the main trunk line here, and in the distance is the state highway which I think is State Highway 2. But if you're going to ride on a back road, this is certainly a pretty nice back road to be riding on. Made it to the Bakehouse Cafe in Tamaranui. There's an absolute rush on. I couldn't get a steak and cheese pie. I've had to make do with a steak, cheese and bacon. Meanwhile, what have we got here?
Mince and cheese.
Mince and cheese. Fries.
Coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee, mince and cheese.
Beautiful. Mince and cheese. Beautiful Tamaranui. Out the other side of Tamaranui, and we're riding through what I would call fairly typical King Country countryside. We've completed quite a significant hill on a gravel road up to Ofongo. And now we're on the State Highway 2 cruising along towards National Park, and we're pretty impressed with how green it all is. Made it to National Park, 115 k's, and it's been a fairly big day just because of all the climbing. Some big hills in there. Here comes Mark. And we're off to our accommodation. Nice work, Mark.